What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be taking a look at a game that I've previewed before, but it's finally now out for release. You can pick the game up and play it yourself, called Mandragora. And this is a title where you are a disgraced Inquisitor that's kind of been put on, you know, like in cop shows where they get themselves in trouble and they lose their badge and their gun, and then they've got to go do some, like, you know, gnarly detail that nobody wants. That's basically the storyline of this game. You're an Inquisitor, you did something wrong, and so now you've been relegated to the bottom of the pile and forced to fight for your life against, like, the real threats that lower-level Inquisitors would take care of because they're expendable and nobody cares if they die. Today we're going to be taking a look at the game for about 30 minutes or so. We're going to see if it's something you wanted to add to your wish list, or if it's one of those games you would rather not play for yourself. That's perfectly fine, too. Always an option with my channel, but this video will be here to help you along and help you decide whether or not this is the kind of title that you want to play for yourself. If after watching this you did indeed want to get the game for yourself, I got a link for you down below in the description where you can check it on out, and then on top of that you can also find links to a whole bunch of other fun Nerd Castle stuff that'll allow you to interact with me or find out more information. I do little Steam reviews over on Steam, I've got Patreons, I've got Discords, all that kind of stuff. You're welcome to all of them. But let's dive on in to Mandragora. So in Mandragora, as mentioned, you are an Inquisitor that is trying to take care of a whole bunch of low-level threats because you are disgraced. However, you haven't lost your badge and your gun. You're still a pretty important guy as far as the universe is concerned. Like, people still give you respect as far... Ow, my ankle, dude. How dare you? Gotcha. As far as the game world is concerned, everybody just kind of shrinks away and gives you whatever you want. You've sort of got like a Warhammer 40k level of inquisitorial power in this game where when you request something, people can kind of like do it with wiggle room, but ultimately they are 100% going to do it. And this game mashes up a whole bunch of different genres. In fact, I think that's the one thing that this game has going against it, is that it's trying to do a lot of things simultaneously. So this is a side-scrolling RPG with Souls-like elements to it. On top of that, it's also got action RPG elements, in case those are things that you're interested in. It's got Metroidvania elements for you to fool around with. It's got a lot of things that it's trying to do with its overall gameplay time, and sometimes those things don't blend together ultimately too well, but what the game is at the end of the day is a game that's very, very high quality, like almost a AAA quality game with regards to how well everything's put together. And so as of right now, I've been given a mission. I've actually just cleared up all of my quests. So I got to Wickham, which is this little city over here. There was like 5 or 6 quests inside of there. I did all of them after being banished into the woods, and now that I've done that, they've given me clearance to move through the swamp, which is important because I'm supposed to be meeting up with some kind of senior inquisitorial official inside the swamp to get my marching orders. And so for right now, I'm actually in a transit phase. I'm just trying to head that way. There's a secret door right here in the floor. I can see it. I wonder where that activates from. This game, in true Metroidvania format, does have secrets everywhere. This is a game that if you are an explorer, you will probably have a good time with, because there's things to find squirreled away all over the place. Oh, he didn't flinch. I expected him to flinch when I smacked him. It's okay. I drank myself some rabbit stew, and my rabbit stew gives me a mild regenerative effect, so you can kind of see my health going up at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Yeah, it's going to be that switch right there, isn't it? Does any of that stuff break? Let's go back over here and check and see if this wall breaks, because I didn't check it or anything before we left. There's breakable walls all over the place, and the stuff that's inside of them tends to be really, really useful, because you, as an Inquisitor, are going to accumulate a retinue of experts and crafters and things like that that exist inside of a home base that we can teleport back to at any time, and they'll assist you with a whole bunch of various services that make your life easier, whether it be blacksmithing or making potions for you or crafting gear or trinkets or all that kind of stuff for you. They will be there. How do I get in there? Hold on, there's something inside of there and I want it. How do I get that? Can I break this? I can't break that. Have I been on the other side of that wall? I have, so that's what's on the other side of that door that was closed off, and unfortunately I haven't really found a way to get into it yet. The game does have sort of like Prince of Persia mechanics, where you can jump and you can vault and you can look downwards to go along with the Metroidvania thing that it's trying to do. I can't get in right there. Okay, so we're just going to have to figure out a way to access that door. I don't know if later on I'm going to get some kind of lock-picking utility that's going to allow me to get in there, But for right now, let's carry on forward. So there's 2 paths here. I'm going to check the one up top first. That door is locked. The vast majority of the doors that I've found in this game so far. Ow! I saw that right when I stepped on it. Literally, the moment that I stepped on that right there, I saw it. And so I knew that it was coming. Let's go over to here then. There's booby traps everywhere. Watch your step in this top. Oh my god. Okay, so there's an archer down there. There's a lot of stuff down there. That archer's going to be the first problem. However, if there's something to his left, this is about to be a really, really messy fight. Let's fully heal, I guess. Not only, so this game does have Souls-like mechanics, you do have, like, permanent death. Well, not permanent death, I guess. But when you die, you do drop all your stuff and you have to do a corpse run. I'm not a huge fan of it. I find corpse runs to be almost a hilariously outdated, like, gameplay mechanic, and so I tend to not be a huge fan of things like corpse runs to go pick up your souls or your stuff. Losing XP, it was novel like 15 years ago. I don't feel like it's really novel anymore for me personally. It's just like an annoyance when I see it inside of the game, but I guess there's probably some people out there that still enjoy it. My point being, before I get on my little soapbox here about outdated gameplay mechanics, my point is that the Souls-like mechanics are largely in the living and the dying and the stamina meter that you have down in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Leveling up also functions the exact same way that you've seen it function in anything like Dark Souls for the last decade or so. However, this game does have a fairly large talent tree for every single class that you can play as you're going through the game, and there's 6 classes as of right now inside the current build of the game. Basically every type of battle mage that you can think of. Inquisitors in this game seem to almost be universally magically inclined. I can actually show you the classes right now if we go to the talent tree, because it lets you look at all of them. I don't know if later on in the game, I've played for about 2.5 hours, which is usually the point at which I like to create a break to do an impressions video, but there's 6 classes right now. There's the Vanguard, which is basically just a pure fighter. He's all about the throwdown. We've got the Vindicator, which is a holy battle mage. So I'm good at fighting, but I cast holy magic. You've got the Wild Warden over here, which is basically a battle mage that focuses on nature magic. We've got the Nightshade, which is a rogue. We've got ourselves the Spellbinder, which is an arcane battle mage. And then we've got the Flame Weaver, which is like a pyro battle mage. And everybody's got their own talent tree that have things that help them flesh out the way that they play. So there is kind of a general archetype to the way that you play the title. As far as how leveling up works in this game, exact same thing as Dark Souls. The only difference is instead of just spending your souls to put points in the stats that you want, you spend your points to buy a talent point, and then from there you work your way up and through the tree. I do find actually that the stat system in this game is fairly easy to digest when it comes to understanding what's going to affect your damage and what's going to affect your defense. Basically, they've got everything coded to certain symbols, so if you see like a fist, you know that that's strength, and anything that says it squares with fists will also line up with the talent tree, so anything that gives you strength will look like a fist, so that you know what you're getting out each time you go on in. I haven't seen a save point in like a minute. Is this a loot back right here? This has got to be a loot back, right? It does indeed look like a loop back, so that's good. I've been doing my best to mark my map. One thing I do like about this title is that the map that they give you, they allow you to leave marks in places for like stuff that you found that's going to be useful later on. So if I find a chest and I can't unlock it, I can mark that on the map. If I find a door that I can't open, I can mark that on the map as well. There's our level up right there. We could take an offensive node right now. I just got a Primo talent that makes it so every 5 attacks I get mana back, because I do enjoy casting in this game. I've been having a good time with it. On this side, we've also got another offensive node because I was boosting up my spell power. I like spamming spells a lot in this game. It's one of those things that I found myself falling on into. That right there gives me another vigor, which makes my stamina regenerate faster and gives me more weight for gear. So I guess I'll take that and I'll keep moving up this way. We've got Unbreakable Spirit right here too. Each point of spirit increases your armor by 0.5. If you're using an astral relic, it's increased by 100%. That's really good. We probably want to take that as the character that we are right now, because I don't think we're going to be going two-handed, and I don't think we're going to be going sword and board either. This guy is going to try to smack me when I get up there. Yeah, we've got a little bit of a situation back here that I already cleared out, but to get back to where I was, I need them to die. This guy right here I need line of sight on so that can I cast magic at him? I think I can get him. There we go. We'll just jump up there and take it. Oh, God. Okay. Got him. There we go. These archers, dude. The archers, weirdly enough, are one of the deadliest enemies in the game to me. The archers actually aim at you. So they always aim kind of at your collarbone. You can duck it like that. But if you're on a ladder or you're jumping around, they actually follow you with nearly pinpoint perfect aim, and it can be kind of a headache. So you've got to learn the strategy to dealing with fights that have archers involved because you've got to LOS like a crazy maniac. You do get gold in this game. There's lots of fun stuff to spend it on. Everything from cooking recipes, cooking materials, blacksmithing materials, all that kind of stuff. And now that we found this loot back, I think we kind of want to jump through the hole in the floor, although it looks like I'm trying to go to the right. So maybe we're going to go down underneath it. Ooh, I need you to go. You are by far the most dangerous guy here. Don't walk into his shield when he's doing that ability. He's setting you up for a parry, and if he parries you, you get stunned like hardcore mode style. Just spam some magic at these idiots. I get mana regeneration every 5th attack right now anyways, so don't walk anywhere near him while he's doing that shield wall ability. You're gonna regret it. I do have another ability that I can do where I put a prism on the ground, and everybody I damage inside of this prism, all of the damage hits the enemy, but then it also gets sucked into the prism, and once the prism hits 1,000 damage, it explodes and AoEs everything around me. So if you like battle mages, this game has a lot of really cool battle mage spells and whatnot, but you'll still be fighting for the most part with guys because mana doesn't hold out forever. There we go. If I can kill a couple enemies without using mana, the bandit captain, huh? I don't know what he does. I've never seen him before. Ow, he throws daggers. Okay. Is that guy yodeling in the background? I think he is, dude. I got a little aggressive right there. I probably shouldn't have. Oh, he throws down bear traps, too. That's fun. Okay, give me a health potion. Not going to put up with that. Ow, ate that one, too. I'm bad at my job right now. That's what I'm learning. Ow. Get out of it. Get out of it. Get out of it. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I need that potion. This guy's actually pretty dodgy. He's being kind of a pain in my butthole. I think if I just one-tap him each time I hit him, yeah, I think I'm getting too greedy. I think that's my punishment right now, is that I'm getting entirely too greedy. I think I've got the general idea of all of his attacks now, so it should get a little easier from here. Down he goes. All right, so we've taken down the bandit captain. He's kind of a mini-boss that I wasn't expecting to run into down here. And now we've got access to the bear trap. Cool. We also got the Devious Edge. Enemies in this game, they do follow the blueprint of other Souls-like games. They do drop things that they have on them. And so you can actually farm the same mobs in this game over and over and over again to get them to drop their cosmetic items. So bandits so far have dropped. I got this falchion that I'm wielding right now off of a goblin. There's these little tiny goblins that have to hold my sword with 2 hands, and they've got kind of the weighty animations and everything. I killed a whole bunch of them, and it dropped off of them. On top of that, I think I've gotten the armor that bandits wear, and maybe like the boots that bandits wear, but I'm kind of like a heavy armor character because I'm a paladin, so I haven't really been utilizing them. We've got a whole bunch of things I can craft. Frankly, I think it's a really good idea if we go back to our camp and start crafting up some of this stuff, because I am sitting on like a ridiculous quantity of gold right now that I think will be useful in the future. When you're inside of towns, interesting things do happen. This game is, like I said, AA to AAA quality. One thing that really surprised me in this game is that I went up into a town and there were pots that had gold inside of them that you could break. And if you broke those pots, the characters that were around would comment on it. They would say stuff like, "You bastard, I bet you're not going to pay for that, are you? Inquisitorial scum." Like, they would react to it. On top of that, when you do quests and things, because there are a ton of side quests in this game that'll send you backtracking back into areas that you've already been to open up doors that were previously locked and whatnot. When you find quests like that, characters move around. Like, if they mention that they're moving around or that they're thinking about leaving inside their quest dialogue, they actually will. So when you come back to, like, deliver the quest, they may be in a completely different part of town.
You're not one of them. An Inquisitor. I'm no friend of Crimson City. But if you leave me here, they're going to kill me.
Why haven't they?
They think I work for nobles. They don't know that the family has been wiped out. Soon as they figure out I'm worth nothing, no reason to keep me alive. Help me, and I can figure out why. Entropy is within you. If you don't want to wind up in my condition, best let me out.
Can I let him out?
I scried a place of sanctuary you use. I will meet you there. We will figure out Entropy's hold on you. Hopefully, I can free you the same as you did me.
I mean, he's got the coolest outfit ever, and I judge everything in a fantasy game completely and totally based on aesthetics. So, like, I'm happy to have him on the team. I'm cool with it. I've always wanted to have a mantle that I wear around my shoulders that's either made out of, like, wolf fur or, like, just tons and thousands of feathers. I think the feathers part comes from being Hawaiian, because that was a big Hawaiian people thing, is that, like, if you were really important in Hawaiian society, you got a cloak that was made out of feathers, and I've seen some of them in real life. They're very, very impressive. You're like, wow, that's a piece of craftsmanship right there. Okay, Rice the Witch is joining me at the Witch Tree. Good. Well, that'll help out, because I don't think I have any magical people yet. I have a treasure hunter, I have a blacksmith, I have that stupid trap. Can I make it back to a save point without losing my life here? Ooh, that opens that door too. Is there anything bad inside of here? I'm all out of heals, so this could be a little bit ugly and hectic if they decide to spring any traps or any enemies on me. I'm actually a little nervous right now because I don't want to drop all my stuff at the moment. Yeah, so there is stuff down here. There's bad guys all over the place, and it looks like there's a wizard that's trying to fry me from somewhere. I don't even know where the wizard is at. Let's go refill our meters real quick, and then we'll port back on in here, I think. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll port back. Oh! Okay. I mean, I guess I could just teleport out to the Witch Tree since that's where we were going anyways. The game does have full-on fast travel from any of the points that you found. And so since I'm pretty beat up already, we might as well come back to the Witch Tree. There's a whole bunch of people at the Witch Tree while you're adventuring. They give you a big, wide open world to fool around with. And this is sort of your place of R&R when you want to get things back together.
Definitely away from prying eyes. It'll do. At least until I figure out my next move. Is there anything I can show you? I've made outfits.
It looks like we do have a number of things that I can do here. Every time you actually craft something on your vendors, they level up. They have their own little XP meter that will increase the amount of things that they're able to do for you. So, for example, I could get like a linen bandage right now, which would actually probably be kind of helpful. Looks like she can make capes, so let's make like 4 of these bandages, just enough to level her up. And then we'll kind of see what those are going to cost me. Well, no, don't craft max. I don't want to craft max. I just want to get her up to level 2. There we go. Just do 5. The general UI in this game definitely feels like it was designed for consoles. There's a couple different conflicts in the controls that I've found so far that don't line up with like the standardized PC controls for a game like this. And so a lot of the interactions, they control better with a controller than they do with a mouse until you figure out how everything works. And then once you've got it figured out, it's not that bad. It looks like we've got a linen cape that I can do over here. That'd be kind of cool. And that's the one that gives me mana back, which is always the thing that I'm hurting for. Yeah, make one of those. There we go. Got ourselves a linen cloak real quick. Let's put it on. Hell yeah, now I've got like a cape. Sick, dude. That should help my mana, like, hold out a little bit longer, too, with how spam happy I am with the little hammered-in thing that I've been doing. This guy right here, I need to take a look and figure out what I can craft with him, too. So I've got copper bars. I should probably mash all of those out with the cash that I have on hand. I think I've already made just about everything in here that's good for me. And so I think we're mostly just going to be refining materials until I can give this guy more recipes. So when you find recipes, they get XP as well. But it also adds the recipe to their overall crafting list of things that they can do. They've also got upgrades over on this side that'll upgrade the cart in the background and make it nicer. But I did need to talk to my treasure hunter over here. Where is he hiding at? Because I definitely needed to talk to him. I've been finding these little map fragments all over the place, and it says that there's treasure hunts inside of the game, and so I'd like to get myself sorted out with that.
The journey took much out of me, but I have managed to craft some simple runes in anticipation of your arrival. My name is Reese, former High Mage of the royal family of Dracodon Citadel. You saved my life. I do not have many years left, but I will repay this debt with the time I have.
Cool. Well, I figured I'd check in and see what he's got going on. I do have an upgrade for him, so I can give him a diagram, so I might as well give him the diagram for whatever it was that I had. And so what does he do? He actually crafts runes, which I can use to enchant my gear, which I find to be really, really acceptable, actually. I'll probably go with a runestone of the Wanderer. That sounds good to me. And what did the runestone of the Wanderer go on to? Head and chest. So I'll probably put that on my head. So to enchant my chest piece, I would come into here, and that'll raise my spirit. So yeah, enchant the stuff. There we go. Enchant that thing on up. And then on my helmet, I'll probably add that rune just to make myself a little stronger. And it's also leveling him up as an enchanter. So I think that'll be pretty helpful. He's also got runes on sale, which is nice. But I still haven't found my treasure hunter guy. Treasure hunter guy's probably up here, considering it's the only place I haven't looked yet. There's a bounty board. Interesting. Hunt down 12 terror wolves. Yeah, I can do that. I know where those are at. Can I only take one at a time, or can I take them all? They want me to kill off rogue mages, and the paycheck is pretty good for it too, so we might as well take that.
Most would look around this camp and see rock bottom, but I got here, and do you know what I saw? Spooky woods and oxwee. But then I squinted a bit, and you know what I saw? Opportunity.
Okay, well I have map fragments for you, so there's a map fragment. And it looks like it filled out the world a little bit. I don't know how this helps me. Oh, he sells all the spells from other characters, too. He also sells lockpicks. Give me, like, 5 of those. Yeah. I don't like leaving treasure behind. It annoys me, and I'm kind of in a situation right now where I'm flush with cash, so we might as well just grab whatever we want out of here. Ooh, he's got a healing spell, too. Give me that. I want the healing spell. Healing spell sounds great for kind of, like, topping up in between fights. Can I put that in my active skills? I can. We've got Invigorate. Hell yeah, dude. Okay, so get rid of that right there. And that means when I right-click, I should be able to just, like, channel my energy and heal myself now. It's 28 mana per second, though. It's very, very expensive. So we're going to have to figure out a way to kind of, like, whittle that down, because from what I can see, we're only going to get, like, 50 or 60 HP back from using an entire mana bar. And then I think with all of our managerial stuff done, do I have enough for a level up right now? We killed a lot of guys. Let's see if I can get a level up real fast, because I think a level up... I don't like losing my souls either, man. That, like, annoys me to tears in games like this. Alright, so at the altar, let's take our level 10. Oh, we have enough for a lot. Okay. Yeah, let's go. Level 11. Alright, so my talent tree, I should be able to chug down this thing a little bit more. We've got some strength and we've got some constitution. Or we can come over here and we can get the offensive node. Since I scale with spirit and strength, let's go with that. Let's go with a little bit of strength. And is that all my points? That's all my points. Okay, so we got +1 to our strength, +1 to our spirit, and my weapon, I think, scales with it. Yeah, so my strength kind of scales with strength, and it moderately scales with, like, dexterity and with spirit. So we're not really getting all the dexterity bonuses out of this thing that we would probably like to get as time goes along, but we are getting something out of here. So back into the dungeon to check out what was behind this grated door that we just opened up before I showed you like the managerial part of the game. Let's go to the right first, and we'll kind of just, oh, a slime, huh? I don't know what the slime does. Throw some magic at it though. I'm willing to bet slimes are probably weak to magic. Okay, slime's down. He's not gonna leave like a death pool anywhere, is he? Okay. This game really, really, really likes putting fluids on the floor that if you step in them, they cause harm to you, and so I'm now on the lookout for it most of the time. We actually haven't found a cook yet, but I've got a bunch of diagrams for cooking so far. I don't know if the, like, semi-open world thing that they're doing right now, I just, like, missed out on them. Zombies everywhere. Are zombies weak to holy magic? It looks like they are, actually. It looks like they take a lot more damage from it than other mobs do. Stay out of the way of these lightning strikes. I need these mages anyways for my bounty. So let's just get it done. I did want to check out my healing spell. Oh, it accelerates. Okay, so the longer you hold it down, it's sort of like, not like logarithmically, but it like multiplicatively gets stronger as a heal the longer you hold down the button. That's the guy right there that dropped the weapon that I'm currently wielding. He used to be a threat. Now he's not really a threat anymore. All right, down with that right there. Okay. Something opened. I'm not sure what opened or what I ran past, but I heard something open when we pulled the lever over there. Looks like the ladder came down, or maybe this door opened. Let's go up the ladder first and see what's up here before we get too crazy with it. I'd like to get as many pieces of loot as I possibly can before we go elsewhere. It looks like maybe this is some kind of loot back. Yeah, that's what it looks like to me anyways. Oh, he powered through, huh? That surprises me. I wasn't expecting him to power through. What that little flash was that you saw right there, that's actually a really, really good thing. So what is that? Oh, it's just a chest that I've already opened? Okay. One of the nice things in this game is that when you hit the requisite amount of souls to get your next level from killing stuff, your character flashes and it makes a level up sound so that you know it's time to go back to a save point. So that's really, really nice for gauging, especially if you're a risk taker like me that just likes to let the stuff pile up. Man, I love you, healing spell. And I've got mana potions, so like, I've got mana potions coming out of my ears. I don't even really care if I use up mana potions, but I should eat my broth right now because I think it gives me +1 to strength, and it also makes me regenerate 1 HP per second, which will definitely help out. You notice that owl up there? That's the level of quality I'm talking about with this game. The owl, that little owl up there, his eyes are following us as we watch, as we walk. Even though he's only in like the top 10% of the screen, they still took the time to animate that little interaction. That's the level of care that went into a lot of the parts of this game when it comes to the presentation visually. Now let's go down this way. I'm not brave enough to just chuck myself off a cliff and see what happens. It is kind of weird that there was a goat in here. Get you. You guys just get hit by a smite. I don't feel like trying to platform to hit you guys. You did drop loot, though, so I appreciate you for that. My favorite type of enemy, the type of enemy that makes me a little bit richer or at least a little more prepared. You will find crafting nodes around, so like you'll find birds' nests, you'll find plants you can harvest, you'll find, you know, mining nodes, things of that nature all over the map that'll help you out with your crafting to make items as you go through the game. And I do feel like the onus is on you to really kind of like go back to camp every now and again and make sure that you're using up all your stuff to make you stronger. I think that's why the game doesn't really particularly have a ridiculous quantity of loot that it drops. Instead, a lot of the loot that drops off of everything in the game is not going to be like swords and shields and armor. It's mostly going to be crafting materials. Sometimes you will get a piece of loot that you can actually wield right this second from a lot of enemies, but it seems to me like a lot of the loot tables are focused on just like giving you lots and lots of stuff to craft with when you go back to town. There we go. All right, he's got Ichor. Okay.
Opens from the other side.
Opens from the other side. So there's our loot back. I don't have double jump yet, so I can't get up there, but like I've seen in trailers and whatnot, at some point we get a grappling hook and also we get a double jump because I did find a grappling spot while I was running around. They're going to make me fight a boss, aren't they?
Servant, grant me passage. I have business with your creator.
I knew they were going to make me fight a boss right here. I don't know what he does. Okay, so he's got a hit back. Does he have, like, anything else that he does? I need to get some of these. Ow, okay, he does that. That's for sure. Let me get all his ads off the field first so that I'm not worrying about them. Ugh, got smoked by that one. All right, fall back, drink a potion. Jump over that. So I've got a couple of hits I can do right there when he does the strike back. Jump that. Ow. He seems to hit really hard, I'll tell you that right now. Oh, we got him stunned. Nice. There is a poise system in this game, but it's not, like, apparent to the player. So the game does have poise. I've noticed that if I'm really laying into someone, they go into a stun animation. But there's no, like, yellow meter or anything to let you know when it's about to happen. So it tends to happen kind of randomly, depending on, I guess, the weight of your weapon or maybe the strength. I'm not really too sure with the stun mechanic. But that actually wasn't too bad. Like, in all honesty, I haven't really found the game to be that challenging for something that's so heavily Souls-influenced. Almost every single boss I've one-shotted, and so if you're worried about a ridiculous level of difficulty, it's not that bad.
Oh, you startled me. If you're here to rob me, I'm afraid I don't have anything you'd find valuable. I don't have a weapon. They're attack dogs. Show it no fear or aggression, and they will let you pass. I assume you used a different strategy against it.
I did, yeah. There are witches in these parts, too.
Witches, you say? Here? Then I will definitely hurry to my destination. Thank you, kind stranger, for the warning.
She's a witch.
Protect this one.
She's definitely a witch. I'm an Inquisitor, I can tell she's a witch. But I guess it's probably time to get to our closing thoughts here. But I think I've hit most of them, but I'll try to reiterate the stuff that I went over in the video while kind of summarizing. So the good stuff first. I think the game is absolutely fantastically well made from a presentation standpoint. The game is stacked full of little environmental interactions, gorgeous lighting, map tiles that feel alive, foreboding, friendly, all of the emotions depending on where you're at. There's good animations, everything feels heavy, it feels like it's got weight. I think the game is great from a presentation perspective. The art team went to absolute town with Mandragora, and I think they deserve a shout out for just how absolutely fantastically gorgeous the game is. From there, the soundtracking is really well done as well. The voice acting is good. The general gameplay works well for a game that's trying to mash so many different genres together. I haven't had any bugs. I've had no crashes. The hitboxes are good. Everything has felt fair the entire time except for one or two attacks that I've seen. Attacks and combos, they blend into dodges with animation breaks that feel seamless. The portraits for the characters, the background art, all very well done. Exploration to me felt worthwhile, as there's a ton of stuff that's just kind of hidden all over the place in this game. Loads of side quests, loads of extra areas, but rarely is the reward that you get from going to all those places gear. So if you want to find like swords and helmets and stuff, you might be disappointed. I found that most chests and most of the secrets in this game are entirely like crafting recipes and materials, consumables, stuff like that. I think at the end of the day, after playing for 2 or 3 hours, the way the game felt to me is that it's drawing in a lot of influences from other places, and in the process of melding those all together and making it into a contiguous product, it didn't really have time to innovate or to make any of those aspects stand out. And so what you have here is a game that's hybridizing, 3 or 4 different genres effectively and doing it all at kind of a B+, A- level. But if you're expecting next level innovation out of Mandragora when it comes to like platforming or RPGs or Souls-likes or anything else like that, I think you're going to come across finding that the game feels a little bit shallow. If you focus on any one of the influences for too long, I'll give you an example. So this game is clearly Dark Souls influenced. The problem with that is this game isn't particularly threatening. I didn't find it super difficult. I kind of just beat every boss on my first try for the first couple hours of the game, so I didn't feel that level of risk that's inherent to a Dark Souls game. Likewise, if you're looking at the game as a character developing RPG, a lot of the things on the skill trees are just like passives, you know what I mean? Like the quests themselves are good, the voice acting is fantastic, but the game also does not go out of its way to do a ton of world building or draw you into the lore. That's what I mean, is everything here is done above the level of competently, but ultimately no part of the game actually exceeds the success of any of the games that actually specialize in that genre itself. I will say, though, at the end of the day, I did enjoy Mandragora, and this is one of those games that just kind of begs you to play it on the screen. It's just so good looking. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games so that you don't have to. Today was Mandragora. Tomorrow to be something else. Thanks, folks.